righteous prophet not in the day of wrath, but you have made money your idol, right? Marijuana, the weed plant, right? You have made that your idol because you put that before the Most High, man. That's a snare unto you. That's a trap. That's going to keep you away from the Most High. Why? Because we mingle among these nations and we learned their ways, read. They sacrifice their sons and their daughters unto devil. And y'all sacrifice y'all sons and daughters unto devil. And I see it happening every day out here in Las Vegas, man. You let your daughters dress like harlots, right? You don't monitor what they're doing. You don't investigate their text messages. You just let your children be wicked, man. You sacrifice them to devils, man. You let your children be whores and thoughts. And they get pregnant, man, and then you convince them to go get an abortion, man. Right? You sacrificing your children unto devil. You dropping your 15-year-old daughter off at Planned Parenthood, telling her to get an abortion. Right? Because you sacrificing your children unto devils, man. You're not teaching your children the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, so you are sacrificing them to devils, man. To our oppressors, to these heathens, man. So these heathens can have they way with our children, right? We got to do better as a people, man. We got to be better as a nation of people. We got to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. We are the most wisest people on the planet, but we don't act like it. We act like damn heathens, man. We act like fools. Let me get the prayer of Azariah 1 and 9. And you let me get Deuteronomy 28 and verse 43, King Baba Kishah. Right? We at the bottom of society, man. We mixed and mingled among these wicked ass heathens, man. Who don't love us, who don't give a damn about us, man. We ain't number entertainment unto them. That's it. We ain't number entertainment unto them, man. And you niggas love putting on a circus for these damn devils, man. Y'all gotta repent and come back to the laws of the Most High. That's right. And that's it. That's it, man. Shed off your old man. Right? Shed off your old man. Trump can't save you. Right? Trump can't save you. Trump can't save you. Y'all don't have salvation, man. Y'all was finna come back and kill all you Iconians, man. That's right. There's no salvation for y'all. It's over with for God forsaking America, man. Right. Right? Prayer about Azariah, one of the three holy children, chapter 1 and verse 9, King of the shop.
Kind, brothers in HOI Las Vegas, bringing it out mighty as usual. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Welcome. Once again, welcome to the Wednesday wake-up call. All right, it's time to wake up. Ukraine is using NATO weapons to attack Russia in Russia. And these weapons are, they're saying they're F-16s. So they're using the F-16s and they're attacking Russia. The Ukrainians ain't driving them Jones. Trust and believe it's NATO behind the wheel because those Ukrainians don't know how to use the F-16s. So we are in a time period like no other. All right, let me set up everything. If you can be patient. All right. This is there's some amazing things going on in the planet. Okay. And we're gonna talk about it tonight rather. Okay. 1 second, y'all. Set up my videos so we can get started because it's a lot. It's a lot going on. So man, I'm sitting here just talking, you know what I mean? Let's get down to business. Okay. Let's get down to business, y'all. All right. Is anybody available to read tonight?
Somebody read.
What was that? All right. No worries, no worries.
Slocky, need a reader, King?
Khan,
Can I read for you?
the water, Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom, Mighty King.
All praises. Zebulon in the building. All right. So let me just make sure Fair Use Act. Fair Use Act, okay. Relax. Esau. The Fair Use Act. We are this is a lesson. This is, it's a teaching what am I trying to say? This is we're teaching here. So this is the Fair Use Act. So anything I say can and will be protected by the Fair Use Act. I didn't make it up. You made it up. All right. Okay. Let's get started. Let's start out with Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 24. We're going to go straight out the gate. The elder brought this up a few times, actually. Do you know what I'm saying? And ironically, the person involved is from Philadelphia, haven't really touched on it. So this person was an influencer, very influential in Instagram, YouTube, social media. We'll just go with social media, right? And had a lot to say regarding well, you'll see, men, you have a problem with me twerking, you have a problem with me cursing, this, that, and the third. I do what I want, get my own money. That spirit is in the earth, but the Most High is eradicating that spirit, and we're going to talk about it. So let's bring that out. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 24.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty.
So all the things our women have been used to, always gotta get my nails done every couple of days, hair done, nice outfit, this, that, and the third. That's all gonna come to a screeching halt because ain't gonna be no beauty salons in that day. It's not gonna be any boutiques you can go in and get some clothes for the club. It's not gonna happen. This is a time of mourning. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. You know what I'm saying? So what Amos said, what is the day of the Lord for you? You know what I'm saying? I want Jesus to come back. You sure about that? You know what I mean? A lot of our women have a warped idea of who Jesus, quote, is. You know what I'm saying? And what he's going to do when he comes back. It's not going to be all handshakes and hugs. It's going to be judgment. Okay, can you read the next verse?
This verse 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war.
So, men are going to perish in that day. You know what I'm saying? There's not going to be that protection that, might have had, some dude, he runs the block and all this other stuff. Well, he's not going to make it if he's not following the law, statutes, commandments. So that protection, that carnal protection is not going to be available. Go ahead, read next verse.
Verse 26. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she, being desolate, shall sit upon the ground.
So that protection will not be there in that day. So what we got to do, our women got to follow these laws, statutes, commandments to the best of their ability to get that level of protection. Okay. Just, a pretty face and a smile ain't going to do it in that day. All right. So, let me, what's the word? Disclaimer. It is, she uses some foul language, you know what I'm saying? She twerks a lot. Okay, so just be aware, Israel. All right. Slack, yeah, I was supposed to set that up. Let me. Okay. I already said my Fair Use Act, right? So should be good.
We're being perfectly honest. I don't give a
Slack, yeah, let me, was that copyright
We're
unauthorized?
perfectly
Sorry. Real upload copyright infringement. We already said that, so we're good to go. But just in case anybody missed it, let's go.
We're being perfectly honest. I don't give a shit if you stop liking me or you don't want me anymore because of the shit that I do. Okay? First of all, I can do for myself by myself. I am in a generation where women don't need men for to be honest. Well, most of us, anyway. Okay? And half of y'all don't even bring to the table. But y'all so quick to criticize that can bring a whole nother table to the table. I make my own money making my own moves. So no, I don't care if you don't like girls that twerk. I don't give a if you don't like girls that curse. You're not gonna tell me what I can and can't do, where I can and can't go, who I can and can't be with, what I can and can't wear. Nigga, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm young. I want to live my best life. And y'all gonna stop telling me that only homebodies are wifey material. What? So you want me to stay in the house all day? You're mad because I want to go out and make moves, do shit? What? No, hell no. You're mad because I can blast city girls from the car that I own? That's y'all problem. Y'all want a puppet that y'all can control. Well, guess what? I'm not Pinocchio, so go find you that puppet.
This is the story of Mia Bennett, a vibrant 23-year-old rapper and social media influencer known as Petty Levels, whose life was tragically cut short. As she gained popularity through her engaging freestyle rap videos and adventurous lifestyle, she was also navigating a complex relationship with those around her. On July 19, 2024, Mia's life took a devastating turn when she was found dead in Tampa, Florida, under circumstances that remain shrouded in mystery. What happened to her? What led to her untimely death? Despite initial reports suggesting foul play, authorities have stated there are no signs of it, leaving many questions unanswered. What could have caused this tragedy? Welcome to Crime Corner. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. This story takes us to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love, known for its iconic landmarks such as the Liberty Bell and Independence Hall. In this very city, the journey of Mia Armage Bennett, also known as Petty Levels, began and unfolded in a way that captivated thousands. Mia Armage Bennett was a 23-year-old social media influencer and musician who rose to prominence through her engaging freestyle rap videos and adventurous lifestyle.
Back in the day, y'all admit, I let niggas treat me like just any bitch. Let them boys waste a lot of my time. Let some of them niggas been turned to my eyes. You hear what I said? That was back in the day. Back when I gave a bum nigga play. Back when I ain't really know the game. Fought over dick, but nowadays, I don't give a fuck. I'm really one up on you niggas. That car that I own, I pulled up on you niggas. I'm not disturbed, really talk to you niggas. But pass you in public, don't fuck with you niggas. I'm on a different wave. Got chances to take, got money to make. If you ain't trying to pay off my college tuition, move out of my way while I handle my business. My turn to treat y'all like regular bitches. So eat up this dick while I stack up my figures.
Born and raised in Philadelphia, Mia found her calling at a young age. She created her Instagram account Petty Levels during her freshman year of high school, quickly gaining a following with her unique content and charismatic personality and currently having over 1 million followers. Mia's social media presence was characterized by a blend of humor, wit, and relatability. Her posts often featured her dancing, visiting exotic locations like Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Jamaica, and engaging in extreme sports such as skydiving and snowboarding. Her adventurous spirit and vibrant energy resonated with a wide audience, making her a beloved figure among her followers. In 2018, Mia began to transition from social media influencer to musician, releasing short rap videos that quickly gained traction. Her lyrics, often humorous and relatable, struck a chord with many young women. She talked about her love life and societal observations with a playful and engaging style that set her apart.
Sitting here looking back like I must be tripping. Where the hell did we go wrong? Why I feel so different? Another apology, but I don't see a difference. He ain't scared to lose me, so I'ma keep it pushing. Are we forcing this to work or is it meant to be? God, I know I'm hard-headed, but if he ain't the one, tell me I can't take another heartbreak. Please tell me from my heart's sake. I can't say what I gotta say, cause when I try, my mind go blank. How do you leave someone that makes you smile every day? How am I supposed to just drop everything and walk away? I cannot stay with the person bringing me so much pain. Every time I try to go, something tells me just stay. I don't know what happened, and I don't know what changed. I don't know if I'm still happy. I don't know who's to blame. Main question on my mind, and it's been there for days. Did you change or did you never feel the same?
Mia's ability to evoke reactions from people was a key part of her persona as Petty Levels. She loved getting a rise out of her audience, which was evident in her music and social media posts. Mia's music career included collaborations with notable artists such as rapper Lotto and features on songs like Freak by Fredo Bang. She also released her own songs, including Malibu and Ain't It. Despite her initial nerves about making the leap into music, she was determined to succeed and believed that her name would one day be recognized on billboards and playlists worldwide. In a 2019 interview with Say Cheese TV, Mia expressed her hopes and dreams for her music career, stating, "Just know that Petty Levels will not just be an Instagram name. Sooner or later it will be on the billboards, it will be on your playlists, it will be on the radio, it will be everywhere you go." Mia Bennett, through her artistry and the conversations sparked by her journey, has left a lasting impression on her community and beyond. But her life took an unexpected turn. Mia Bennett, known widely by her online persona Petty Levels, saw her life come to an abrupt and tragic end on July 19, 2023. This unexpected turn of events has left her fans and family reeling. The 23-year-old influencer and rapper was found dead in Tampa, Florida, under circumstances that remain mysterious and under investigation. On that fateful day, officers from the Tampa Police Department were dispatched to the 4000 block of Boy Scout Boulevard at approximately 1:30 p.m. following a report of a deceased individual. Upon arrival, they discovered the lifeless body of Mia. Initial assessments by the police indicated no immediate signs of foul play, but the investigation remains ongoing, with the Hillsborough County Medical Examiner's Office withholding the cause and manner of death pending further inquiry. Mia's untimely demise has sparked a torrent of speculation and rumors, particularly on social media. Some reports erroneously claimed that she had been killed in her hometown of Philadelphia. Others speculated that she took her own life due to finding out she was HIV positive. One person posted, "Petty Level took her life because a man gave her HIV. Protect yourself from these men. Depression is already real. Don't let a man drag you down 10 times more. Rest in peace." Another person posted, "I was told by someone who grew up with her and had the same friend group that she took her life because she got HIV from someone. Sick world we live in." If it's true, y'all have got to start asking people from my chart if y'all gonna let people hit raw. There was no evidence of these claims. Her family quickly dispelled these rumors, asking the public for privacy and understanding as they navigated their grief. They stated that the rumors and comments circulating were false, adding, "We don't know what happened ourselves, so we're asking everyone to be patient and considerate. Our family is heartbroken." The news of Mia's death broke on social media on July 24, 2023, Wednesday, causing an immediate outpouring of grief and confusion among her extensive fan base. Many fans expressed their sorrow through comments on her last posts, sharing heartfelt messages and reminiscing about how her videos had impacted their lives. Her record label, Chosen One Records, confirmed her passing with a poignant post, "We regret to inform you of the passing of our little sis." This announcement was met with widespread sadness, with notable figures in the music industry, including rapper Omeretta, expressing their condolences. Omeretta commented on Mia's most recent Instagram post, saying, "This is so sad," accompanied by a broken heart emoji, encapsulating the grief felt by many. As news of her death continued to spread, various speculative theories emerged about the circumstances leading to her untimely end. Some fans speculated that she might have taken her own life, referencing cryptic messages in her last Instagram post, which included the haunting title of a book, "Kill Me Tomorrow," and a simple yet poignant caption, "Fleeting." This speculation was further fueled by a comment from someone claiming to be her aunt, who asked for prayers and highlighted the family's need for time to heal. The abrupt loss of Mia Bennett has also brought to light the immense pressures and mental health challenges faced by social media influencers and artists. Despite her vibrant online persona and the image of a glamorous lifestyle filled with travel and adventure, it is clear that Mia faced significant personal struggles. Her story serves as a sobering reminder of the often hidden emotional toll that can accompany rapid success and the constant scrutiny of life in the public eye. In the wake of her death, Mia's fans have rallied together to remember her legacy and the joy she brought to many through her music and videos. As the investigation into her death continues, there remains a collective hope that more light will be shed on the circumstances surrounding her passing. Despite the lack of concrete answers, the community she left behind continues to mourn and celebrate her life, honoring her memory and the indelible mark she made through her creativity and spirit. Mia Bennett's story, though tragically brief, underscores the importance of compassion and understanding, particularly towards individuals navigating the complexities of mental health and societal expectations. Her legacy, encapsulated in her music and the memories she created, continues to inspire and remind us of the need for empathy and support in our interactions with others, both online and offline. As the world reflects on the life and loss of Petty Levels, her message of resilience and self-expression remains a powerful testament to her enduring influence. Thanks for watching.
All right. So let's get Cyrac 26 and 22. All right, let's mute it up. Mute it up.
Con.
All right. You can hold that, but give me 1 second. Let me switch something out. Okay. So as you can see in the beginning of that video, and she's an influencer. You know what I mean? She's an influencer, meaning she influences others. People, you know, you saw what people were commenting like, "Yo, your videos changed my life and everything." So, you know, that's very dangerous in these last days. That people are figuring out you got to do stuff. You got to follow these law, statutes, commandments. It's not your life. You know what I'm saying? And it can be taken away at the drop of a dime. You know, you look at from the outside looking in, it looked like a great ride. You know, a bunch of partying, driving a nice car, blasting city girls, you know, going on vacations and, you know, just living it up. But deep down inside, that's not what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? You have all the money in the world and still not be happy. All right. Let's bring that out. Cyrac chapter 26 and verse 22. While I get this video queued up.
Con, this Sirach chapter 26 and verse 22. Yeah, Sirach chapter 26, verse 22, and it reads, "And harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband."
Okay. Slakia, let me queue up this next video. Go ahead, read next video. I mean, next verse, Slakia.
Con, this verse 23, "A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord."
So first scripture talks about being a harlot, right? Is a kind of spittle. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that you want to be known as, but nowadays it's cool to be a harlot. You know what I mean? To be a whore nowadays is admired. It's, you know, I mean, you get the flashy car and the chains. Look at that. I could be a Sexy Red. I could be a Megan Thee Stallion. I could be a Cardi B, right? You but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. Now, what do you get when you get a married harlot? What they say, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, right? That's pretty, well known. I didn't make that up. But also a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. Okay, so their relationship has been all over the place. Cardi B and Offset, his name is Offset. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of read between the lines. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a rapper named Offset, might not be completely on track of things, but now, as you can see, like, this is like the third time they're getting divorced, second, third time. I don't know. I lost count. But she's pregnant. So she's pregnant, I'm assuming, by Offset, and now she's getting a divorce. That is kind of backwards. Do you know what I'm saying? You kind of want to keep the family together. But as you can see, that's, in this day and age, it ain't all, ain't all it's cracked up to be, apparently. But let's watch this next video.
Cardi B is showing there's nowhere to go but up. Hours after filing for divorce from her husband Offset and announcing her third pregnancy, the rapper shows off her growing baby bump while leaving a hotel in New York City August 1st. Cardi wears a matching gray sweatsuit as her belly cheekily peeks out below her cropped sweater with the hood pulled over her head. The 31-year-old first shared the news she was expecting on Instagram, posting pics from a glam photo shoot in front of the lit-up New York City skyline. Captioning the post, "With every ending comes a new beginning. I am so grateful to have shared this season with you. You have brought me more love, more life, and most of all, renewed my power. Reminded me that I can have it all. You've reminded me that I never have to choose between life, love, and my passion." Cardi, who's already mom to 5-year-old daughter Culture and 2-year-old son Wave with Offset, continues the message to her unborn child, writing, "I love you so much and cannot wait for you to witness what you helped me accomplish, what you pushed me to do. It's so much easier taking life's twists, turns, and tests lying down. But you, your brother, and your sister have shown me why it's worth it to push through." While the news is bittersweet for Cardi, she knew a divorce was the most likely outcome for her on-again, off-again relationship with the Migos rapper. With her rep telling E! News, quote, "It has been a long time coming." However, the celeb who tied the knot with Offset in 2017 has recognized her lack of effort in her marriage, explaining in an interview with Rolling Stone back in May, "Sometimes not that I cannot be a wife, my career takes my life, you know what I'm saying? My career comes first, then my kids come second. And then sometimes I don't realize that I'm putting so many things before my relationship."
All right, so there that is. Cardi B and Offset's getting a divorce. Things fall apart, man. You know what I mean? Things look good on the outside, and then on the inside, it's a whole bunch of problems. Do you know what I'm saying? If you don't have the Most High, you ain't got nothing. You got a lot of problems. We go through things, even following the law, statutes, commandments. Okay, like we're still under these curses. But if you're not even trying to follow these laws, statutes, commandments, wear your fringes, keep the Sabbath, don't make a song called WAP. You know what I mean? Don't make a song where you're cooking dope up with a Uzi. Like, you gotta have some type of morality in this lifetime, because the maker of heaven and earth is coming back, and he's gonna chop off some heads. Okay, but as you can see, waiting for that day of judgment, not everybody's making it. Petty Levels didn't make it to the day of judgment. She will be judged, but obviously she's not here to see the nuclear weapons and everything like that. All right. Connor, career comes first. She seemed like that was a good thing to say, and her family comes second.
Slack it.
Con, go ahead.
I got a precept.
Con.
Yeah, well, let me go ahead and bring it out. First Corinthians chapter 6, right? First Corinthians chapter 6, verse 16, right? Yeah, so it says, uh, it reads, wait, let me make sure I got the, oh yeah. What, know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body? For two, say he, shall be one flesh, right? So if you marry the harlot, like the brother was talking about earlier, that's why I brought the scripture out, right? What happens when you marry a harlot? It tell you right here in the scripture. If you marry a harlot, it said for two, say he shall be one flesh. So it's like you kind of like a harlot, right? You may not be performing in the actual acts, but if you marry, your wife is a harlot, it's kind of like you involved with that same stuff because of whatever she's bringing to the bedroom, defiling the bed, right? I yield on that.
And totally unrepentant. So when we say make a hoe into a housewife, like unrepentant, you know what I'm saying? Like she's proud of it, she's making songs about it, and that doesn't go away. You know what I'm saying? If you really are like deep into your whoredom. Okay, so now that we got those couple things, Eve has been getting judged as of lately, as you can see. Megan Thee Stallion, she was twerking for Kamala Harris on the stage in Atlanta, and she has his dance. I don't know if you've seen that dance. It's very wicked. I don't know if you paid attention to what's going on. She's throwing up the Baphomet and doing it in I would have played it today, but it's vexing if you know what I mean. If you haven't seen it, you can look at it on your own. But she puts up the pentagram, like in a pentagram type style. She's throwing up the Baphomet, and it's like a Japanese what's the word, hook. The hook is some Japanese person singing, and it's taking the world by storm, TikTok and everything like that. They don't even realize that they pledging their allegiance for the most part to evil. So it's only a matter of time for Megan Thee Stallion, somebody shoots her again, or she steps on glass or whatever happened, because the Most High is not with that. We are in a time of great judgment going on. So let's now go to Revelation chapter 17 and verse 1. This clip is from a movie called Network. If you ever have seen it, I recommend this. A good movie. Talks about a lot of interesting things. This is the movie where, hold on. This is the movie where, if you remember, the guy is in he's like a news reporter, or not news reporter, like news anchor, and he's saying, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. This is that movie. Look at that. Came out in 1976. You'd be surprised the jewels that they dropped in this movie. As you can see, if you can see the title, The World is a Corporation, like America. America is a corporation. United States of America. Put that "of" after a title, then 9 times out of 10, you're talking about a corporation. Let's bring that out. Revelation 17, verse 1.
Cons, Book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
So we're not talking about Cardi B, that whore type time. This is Babylon. Sit on many waters all over the place, surrounded Iran with their bases, and said, Iran, your countries are too close to our base. Your country is too close to our bases. You know what I'm saying? There's hundreds of bases. The United States military is all over the world, right? And threatening people with democracy. I'll give you this democracy if you don't take our McDonald's or take our Starbucks, you know what I'm saying? Because they spread out the corporations. Now you got to take our dollar, our petrodollar, or our what's it called? Federal Reserve. You got to take we got to print, you got to use our central bank in your country. You know what I'm saying? Or we're going to drop bombs on you. And they did that to plenty of countries, most notably Libya, you know, Afghanistan, Iraq, all those places said, nah, we don't want your democracy here. And they come and drop bombs, make up a lie, drop bombs. Right now they're doing with Venezuela, saying that their presidential election isn't legit. How do you know? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you mind your own damn business and worry about insurrections and January 6th, and you know what I'm saying? Mind your own business, you know? Country's already falling apart. And that's what we're gonna talk about, really. You know, the stock market damn near collapsed. Now they got to prop it up with quantitative easing, which means they're just printing more money and throwing it onto the fire. You know what I'm saying? Just getting worse and worse. $35 trillion in debt. Your federal income tax that everybody pays is going to the interest on $35 trillion a year. So there's no surplus at all. It just goes straight to the interest. So this place is collapsing. So what do you worry about Venezuela? Because Venezuela has a lot of oil. Okay, they have probably the second most oil reserve. I don't know if it's the first, is up there with Saudi Arabia. So of course America wants parts of that because y'all need some democracy and we need that oil. Okay, can you read verse 2?
Come, this verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
All right. So whore, fornicating all over the place. Doesn't matter what, you know what I mean? You got a couple dollars over there, you got some oil over there, you know what I mean? And murdering people and doing all types of starting wars. Okay, so let's watch this clip, this brief clip of Network 1976. Where were you in 1976? Ask yourself.
The further revelation is at hand. I have seen the shattering fulgurations of ultimate clarity. The light is impending. I bear witness to the light.
Good morning, Mr. Beale. They tell me you're a madman.
Only dizzle to relieve.
How are you now?
I'm as mad as a hatter.
Who is it? I'm going to take you into our conference room. Seems more seemly a setting for what I have to say to you. I started as a salesman, Mr. Beale. I sold sewing machines and automobile parts, hairbrushes, and electronic equipment. They say I can sell anything. I'd like to try to sell something to you. Valhalla, Mr. Beale. Please sit down. You have meddled with the primal forces of nature, Mr. Beale, and I won't have it. Is that clear? You think you merely stopped a business deal? That is not the case. The Arabs have taken billions of dollars out of this country, and now they must put it back. It is ebb and flow, tidal gravity. It is ecological balance. You are an old man who thinks in terms of nations and peoples. There are no nations. There are no peoples. There are no Russians. There are no Arabs. There are no third worlds. There is no West. There is only one holistic system of systems. One vast and immane, interwoven, interacting, multivariate, multinational dominion of dollars. Petrodollars, electrodollars, multi-dollars, rank marks, rins, rubles, pounds, and shekels. It is the international system of currency which determines the totality of life on this planet. That is the natural order of things today. That is the atomic and subatomic and galactic structure of things today. And you have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
And Salakia. So Mr. Beale can be best summed up as the Israelites that say, hey, don't buy anything from Friday to Saturday. That by itself is a huge dent in the US economy. Don't buy anything for Valentine's Day. Don't buy anything for Halloween. Don't celebrate Christmas. And these are, people put their marks on these dates of, okay, this is going to be the end of the first quarter. All right, it's the end of the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Let's see how retail does at this time. And they realize they're taking hits. So keep in mind, just that alone is detrimental to U.S. commerce.
And you will atone. Am I getting through to you, Mr. Beale? You get up on your little 21-inch screen and howl about America and democracy. There is no America. There is no democracy. There is only IBM and ITT and AT&T and DuPont, Dow, Union Carbide, and Exxon. Those are the nations of the world today. What do you think the Russians talk about in their councils of state? Karl Marx? They get out their linear programming charts, statistical decision theories, Minimax solutions, and compute the price cost probabilities of their transactions and investments, just like we do. We no longer live in a world of nations and ideologies, Mr. Beale. The world is a college of corporations, inexorably determined by the immutable bylaws of business. The world is a business, Mr. Beale. It has been since man crawled out of the slime. And our children will live, Mr. Beale, to see that perfect world in which there's no war or famine, oppression or brutality. One vast and ecumenical holding company for whom all men will work to serve a common profit, in which all men will hold a share of stock, all necessities provided, all anxieties tranquilized, all boredom amused. And I have chosen you, Mr. Beale, to preach this evangel. Why me? Because you're on television, dummy. 60 million people watch you every night of the week, Monday through Friday. I have seen the face of God. You just might be right, Mr. Beale.
That evening, Howard Beale went on the air to preach the corporate cosmology of Arthur Jensen.
You see, what he was talking about was, like a one world government, which you can see they're aiming to get, they're aiming to do. He said, I seen the face of guys like when Jacob seen Esau. You know what I mean? They're not naive to the to the script that they're saying. But the world is a corporation. America is one big corporation. All right. And if you haven't been paying attention this week, America took a hit right in the pockets. Stock market, crypto, everything. And this is prophecy. The elder brought out this scripture, so it's ironic that Zebulon's going to read it because
I say, and it reads.
God, he took the
Yeah,
screenshot.
yeah, con.
Make that up. So we're
I
going
did a
uh,
virtual reading.
God, all praises. So now we're going to
Oh,
read it
praise.
out. James chapter 5 and verse 1. And we see how this is getting closer and closer to the day of Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Some things that are just happening on this planet that you can't make up. You know what I mean? And that was the largest hit to the Japanese stock market. It lost like 10% of their financing, since like the biggest hit since 1987 off top, but then it just kept getting worse and worse. Robinhood shut down, Fidelity, all the stockbrokers, and you know what I mean, places where you can, check on your portfolio was not available at the time. People were probably just running in and grabbing their goods, and
Slakia.
Khan, go ahead.
I saw a brother posted up talking about Warren Buffett gave up like half of his Apple shares and all this. Yeah, so
Yes.
it's going down. How you?
Khan, the whales, because they own most of the stock market. So when you see them say, "Oh, I'm gonna sell in my stock," you be like, "Oh, what do you know?" You know what I mean? But one thing they do know is how to manipulate the market. And crypto took a huge slice. I don't know if it came back, but I know Bitcoin was up to almost like $70,000. It went down to about 50,000. Let me see. And now it is 55,000. Okay. So a lot of people are probably buying, getting into that because they say buy the dip. But if the dip keeps dipping, it might not be worth it. I'm not giving any financial advice, by the way. Okay. You do whatever you want to do. But America's collapsing. I think we all can see that now. All right, let's bring that out. James chapter 5 and verse 1.
It's the book of James, chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
You know how Esau is. Esau, he'll take a swine dive off a roof. He'll do a cannonball off a bridge where he loses money. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, there's verse 2. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth eaten.
Most High says your riches are corrupted, right? And you talk about why. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
They're like, man, what did Jeff Bezos? Jeff Bezos said, I want to be a trillionaire. $1 trillion. And he's close, you know what I mean? Elon Musk, you know what I mean? How many billions of dollars can you get before you feel that you've made it in life? You know what I'm saying? It's an addiction. You have a woman that collects newspapers all throughout her house. You call that hoarding. You're like, man, you got to get it together. You need some help. You need to throw this away. But people that are collecting billions and billions of dollars that they will never spend in their lifetime. Do you know what I'm saying? Buying bunkers because they know they're scared. They understand what the future brings. You know what I mean? But it's a problem. Like the scriptures talk about grape gatherers. When they stop eventually, Esau doesn't stop. Esau takes everything. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Reading on, this verse 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, cry it, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath.
So you look at like Donald Trump, he building houses, he has 10 tribes working for him, and he didn't pay him. They're like, yo, we just put in new windows for this 30-story building and down in Midtown Manhattan, could we get our money? And they have, oh, you see me in court. Jeff Bezos have people wearing diapers to deliver Amazon packages or working in his facility because he don't want them to use the bathroom. You use the bathroom, you get fired. How many bathroom breaks you took? That's 3 in the past 4 hours. I don't know if you're gonna be able to work in here no more. You know what I mean? So these are the people that, and people look at him like, whoa, look at him in that jet. Wow, look at him hop out of that Rolls Royce. How'd he get it? Do off the backs of the working man. Okay. And it enters into the ear of the Lord of Shabbath, right? And it's the Lord of armies. That's a military stance. You know what I'm saying? He's ready to go to war. Go ahead.
Right. This verse, where we at? Verse 5.
Yeah.
James chapter 5, verse 5. Ye have lived in pleasure on earth, lived in pleasure on the earth, and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you.
You know what I'm saying? They are they'll work you to death, right? Go ahead.
Right. This is verse 8. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
Go ahead.
All right, verse 9. Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned.
Oh wait,
Behold,
Slocky, can you go back to what's that? 7?
okay, 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this James chapter 5, verse 7. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and had long patience for it, until he received the early and later rain.
Okay, so we got to be patient. As you can see, the Most High is doing all this. Relax. This is how it works. You know what I'm saying? He's lining everything up, lining people up. All right, because he's gonna send his son back. Go ahead.
Right, this is verse 8. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
It's coming soon. All right, be patient. Now let's see what happened with Intel. Very popular tech company, and they're falling apart right now. All right, these are sure bets. You know what I mean? You go in there to the to your stockbroker, like, man, this is a sure bet, man. Intel can't go wrong. Got government contracts, whatever. Intel took a hit, and a lot of businesses and stocks took a hit. All right, and look at Intel is having its worst day since 1974. Let's watch this.
Another look at Intel, down 27%. It is the worst day in 50 years, but it was already down 40% this year going into today's trading. This all came after a weak second quarter result last night. They announced a $10 billion cost savings program that includes thousands of layoffs and a halt on those dividend payments. John Ford spoke with CEO Pat Gelsinger. He's here for today's Tech Check. I mean, Gelsinger, he said, this is what we need to do. This is necessary, but this is just get from bad to worse with Intel.
On the stock price, this $20 level, that's around where the stock has been at the lowest levels, including where it was on an upswing in 1997. Wow. Just to give you a sense of this $20 level. So not good. But there are also job cuts that are happening here, significant 15% plus. I asked him, well, if you're cutting that much, there have to be entire things that you stop doing, I imagine. What exactly is going to be cut? Here's what he said.
As we've done this clean sheet analysis, we see quite a number of areas where, I'll just say we're not a nimble, efficient company. And as we look at it through this clean sheet lens, we've looked at every area, our G&A, our sales and marketing, our operational performance. As we look at our design teams, we haven't been fully leveraging industry best practices and EDA and design practices. So each one of these has targets to become world-class. At the same time, we're doing portfolio analysis. And fundamentally, the 4 areas of our business, we're not changing any of those. A foundry, our client networking and data center business, those 4 areas. But within each one of them, we're looking at the portfolio of things and saying which ones are getting good financial return and which don't have as good a market or financial opportunity in the future. So there's adjustments within the portfolio, but a foundry with products in those 3 areas, that's the business of Intel for the future. And every other aspect, what does world-class look like? And we're taking steps to get us there.
So that might raise some questions. What about the CHIPS Act? What about all this money they're taking in? Are they still working on that? Yes, they are.
So, well, and I mean, who wouldn't, I guess, if that were available? One of the analyst notes said, as with Intel, this is how it always goes. As goes their gross margins, so goes the stock and the outlook. Talk a little bit about that. I mean, we always knew that the beauty of the business model for semis was kind of once you do the original creation of chips, each marginal chip that you produce has like almost 100% profit margins. They have traditionally been quite high, but it sounds like Intel's are coming way down from where they might have been 5 or 10 or 15 years ago.
Well, that's what happens when you got to build all of this manufacturing and then fill it, right? You don't get the benefit of a filled factory on a new node, right? Like a new level of technology that you can then just profit off of. I also asked him about the prospects for the turnaround. Is it still on? Here's what he said about that.
The next generation products are all on or ahead of schedule from what we said before. And it's because of the product and process that we're ready to launch into this next phase aggressively. And we believe we can do so successfully. Leadership, process, and product with leadership financial performance.
So the demand slowdown, he said, has led them to have to make these cuts and pursue that financial performance more quickly than they might have wanted to before. But he said they were set up to do this kind of tightening anyway because the turnaround had been executing more or less according to plan. But that's certainly not what investors are focused on today.
I mean, and again, we've been following this story for 4 years, if not longer. I mean, that's when you go back and start talking about the company really missing on earnings, really struggling, Gelsinger trying to, and I'm not saying I know what any other CEO might do here, but strategically, I'm not sure how many options there are left for a company who's, look, the stock is also its currency. And the lower that goes, the fewer options they're going to have.
Well, kind of the question is, do you want Intel or do you not want Intel, right? Because the beauty of Intel was you've got manufacturing and design inside the same company.
And
now,
inside the
originally,
country. Yeah.
yes, and inside the country. Originally, 3 years ago, some people were saying, forget about this manufacturing stuff. Asia's doing that great. Just focus on design. Well, that argument isn't so strong today when we see the demand for AI chips and we see the national security implications of semiconductors,
Absolutely.
what China's doing with Taiwan. So if you want manufacturing, Intel's the only company set up to do it at scale in that way domestically. But they're behind design-wise, in part because of some mistakes they made before Gelsinger came back, not pursuing this AI strategy. AMD and especially NVIDIA are way ahead on that. So if you want to fix both, I mean,
Yeah.
you can certainly criticize the execution. Maybe they spent too much too quickly on the manufacturing plan, but you still end up here with the design issues. Those still need to be fixed. And that's something that they needed to be working on years ago, not something that gets fixed within a few months.
Yeah, and I think the valuation reflects that we need them kind of domestically speaking, but the market is unimpressed with what they are at this point. John, thanks.
Yeah. So layman's terms, right? We're in a lot of trouble. So he probably had, couldn't see in the camera his bottle of scotch, Johnny Walker Black and a 9 milli. You know what I mean? He'd be staring down the barrel like it's all over. You know what I'm saying? You know, Esau, it don't take a lot for Esau to check out. But us Hebrew Israelites, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, what did James say? Be patient. Let this thing play out. You know what I mean? I know you're going through enough as it is, but their fall is dramatic. You know what I'm saying? In front of the world, you know, and Intel, although it's a company, you know, it's America's trying to prop it up like, yeah, okay, so, you know, once they get manufacturing together and get the chips, you know, flowing, then you know, they got a shot. I mean, you know, looking at the stock fall about 30% today, you know, 40% last week. It's not looking good, but I mean, you know, it is a possibility. Like they're trying to prop him up. You know what I mean? It's like Weekend at Bernie's. He's dead, man. Let him go. All right. So right now, America, you know, clear. You know, they've been shocking him, trying to shock him back to life for a while now. You know what I'm saying? And it's not working. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 2. Let's go international. All right. We went domestically, international, and now, well, you know, Intel's international too. You know what I'm saying? These companies aren't just based in America. They have factories all over. And that's why one reason they want Taiwan, because Taiwan has those chips. China's like, no, 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 we're gonna let y'all drown, you know. And all praise to the Most High, you know, get them out of here, warmongers. But let's bring that out. Let's talk about what's going on in Korea.
Khan, yeah, Slacky, you could call that again. You said Jeremiah what?
Slacky. Jeremiah 49 verse 2.
Okay, Jeremiah 49 2.
Talk about Korea. Remember, don't forget Korea. Your woman goes in there to get her nails done, or you know what I mean, get some get a head wrap or something like that, and their stores, they're following you around the whole time. You know, so now they're about to bomb each other back to Stone Age. Happens, man. You know, what are you gonna do? But look, you can bring that out. Jeremiah 49 verse 2, Bubba Shaw.
Cons, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 2. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will cause an alarm of war to be heard in Rabbah of the Amorites, Salakia, of the Ammonites, and it shall be a desolate heat, and her daughters shall be burned with fire. Then shall Israel be heir unto them that were his heirs, saith the Lord.
Khan. HY News correspondent sent me this through the wire. And looks like Korea's about to go to war. Nobody's talking about that. Everybody's talking about Iran, and we're going to talk about Iran too. Iran and Israel, you know what I mean? And what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. But what's going on in Korea? Korea is falling apart. Damn it. We have to blow South Korea back into the Stone Age. Getting our brother out at 3 a.m, shipping them halfway across the world to deal with a situation that happened decades ago, just so they could keep him in there for a year, change, and then say, oh yeah, case dismissed. What? Okay, I see what's going on. But the Most High also sees what's going on. And we're going to talk about the FBI and what they did to Scott Ritter, ran up in his crib. You know, this is a guy that gets interviewed, talks about what's going on with Russia and America. So the Biden administration is turning into the Adolf Hitler administration. You know, when I say turning into, it's not saying they weren't before, but they're really showing their true colors nowadays. But the Most High always has the last laugh. Trust and believe. But let's watch this. We'll talk more about what the feds are doing now and who's running the country. Where is Joe Biden? He can't even tell you his left hand versus right hand. So who is really getting debriefed on all these amazing biblical, prophetic things that are happening in the world? Kamala's having Megan Thee Stallion twerk on stage. She's not doing nothing. So it's probably the intelligence committee, intelligence agencies that are literally running the country right now. Okay. And that's kind of dangerous. You call that a coup in some countries, but I digress. Let's watch this. What's going on in Korea?
North Korea showed off 250 new ballistic missile launchers, which it's sending to frontline military units over the weekend. And the leader, Kim Jong-un, made himself present there. What is the showcase all about? Let's turn to Professor Park Won-gun this morning. Great to have you back, Professor Park.
Great to have me here.
Isn't the North having a difficult time after the monsoon rain that reportedly left huge damage and casualties? Why?
Sorry, can I just rewind that real quick? I still haven't understood what he just said. Like, great to have you here. Great to have me here. What? I'm sorry. This might be carnal, but can anybody else help me what he says?
Turn to Professor Park Won-gun this morning. Great to have you back, Professor Park.
Great to have me here.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. My bad, y'all. I don't want to no fouling.
Isn't the North having a difficult time after the monsoon rain that reportedly left huge damage and casualties? Why the ceremony now?
Well, I think there are a couple of reasons, and you just mentioned that North Korea has suffered by this huge flood. So public sentiment, definitely Kim Jong-un needed to bring in more support for his people because of these difficulties. The typical way that the North Korea gaining support from their public is showing the Kim Jong-un's kind of a military achievement. And it is well-known fact that North Korea, of course, other socialist country, they emphasize the so-called siege mentality. They've been seized by their enemies. In this case, North Korea always proclaimed that they've been seized by South Korea, United States, and Japan. And so in order to overcome these kind of difficulties, Kim Jong-un needed to show his military capability, especially nuclear capability. So this is one of the reasons. And the second reason is that, and since last December, many people remember that North Korea has totally changed policy toward South Korea. They quote South Korea as #1 enemy. And since then, Kim Jong-un has prepared all the war plan against South Korea, especially last April. The Kim Jong-un himself showed that so-called, they do have some kind of warning system. They called it Hasan Gyeongbo. And then they introduced this comprehensive nuclear war plan. They call that nuclear trigger 핵 방아쇠. So this is one of the processes to implement this kind of a comprehensive plan to attack South Korea with a short-range nuclear ballistic missiles.
And, speaking of the flood damage, South Korea's Red Cross proposed, providing humanitarian aid to North Korea and the flood victims there. The North has yet to accept the offer, and it doesn't look like it will, right?
No, I don't think North Korea will accept the South Koreans' humanitarian assistance because there are a couple of reasons. And I just mentioned the last December 2019, and North Korea has introduced new policy towards South Korea. They call it frontal breakthrough policy direction and line. And it's emphasized that North Korea will not have any kind of a meaningful exchange or dialogue with South Korea and United States. And also allegedly known that at this time of period, 2019 December, Kim Jong-un himself ordered not to get even a penny from the South Korea. And I just mentioned the last December, North Korea changed its policy towards South Korea, and they consider South Korea as #1 enemy, so there is no chance to get any kind of help. And finally, all the recovery process, we are seeing that Kim Jong-un is totally and solely control all the process. And it is showing that Kim Jong-un's dedication is North Korea's news media, and his car, Kim Jong-un's car, was almost swept away by the flood, and he took a small boat without wearing a life jacket, and even he held the emergency political bureau meeting at that spot. So Kim Jong-un is also even did not receive any Russia's help. The overall Kim Jong-un totally wanted to take a responsibility and to have dedication for their own people. He want to show that to their people.
That looks like the case for now. Now, let's talk about the ceremony itself on Sunday. Images released by the regime indicate there are transporter erector launcher vehicles for the Hwasong-11 law close-range ballistic missiles. Now, these missiles are completely new, aren't they? What do we know about these so far?
Yes, these missiles have a couple of the characteristics. First, definitely is attack solely on South Korea. And we call this close range ballistic missile, CRBM. The missile range is estimated to be about 110 kilometers range to attack South Korea. And they have a first test of this missiles in April 2022. And this is one of the efforts that North Korea has diversified their tactical nuclear missiles. Since May 2019, North Korea has developed various tactical nuclear missiles, for example, like KN-23, 24, and 25, and others. So put one more type in their list. And finally, bringing more cost to the South Korean US alliance. And it can, this North Korea's CRBM can be detected and destroyed by South Korea US alliance, but it's also bringing more cost for the alliance too.
Professor Bob, going back to what you mentioned, the North.
All right. So what pretty much the days of Noah is happening in North Korea, and he just started getting his guns out. You know what I'm saying? So seems that people are lining each other up. You know what I mean? Like a prison fight. You know what I mean? Once it starts, who knows how it's going to end? Or a prison riot, not a fight. Salakia. All right, so let's go to Psalm chapter 78, verse 6. There's uprising of the people. If you saw what's happening in the UK, they're literally having race riots over there. I saw one video where the Muslims ran up in the pub, and Esau, you know what I'm saying? Esau was having his pint, man, and he got punted, you know what I'm saying? Another one, 4 Edomites were walking to a right-wing rally, if I said that right, right-wing rally, and a Muslim young man is walking, and he has his phone, he's recording this thing, right? And he's like, hey, where are you guys going? They're like, get over here, boy, or, you know, they didn't talk like that, like, come here, chap, or whatever, you know. Not my English accent is top notch, but and then as they start running towards him, it was like gangbusters, man. It was like warriors, like, you know what I mean? They came out of nowhere and surrounded him, started kicking Esau, threw him in the hole. It was like a hole, like they were digging up the ground or whatever like that. He ran up in there. They was stepping on him. He was water down there. It was disgusting. So they're going at it, put it like that. And it really doesn't matter. They're like, oh, we're going after the Muslims. If Jake is walking around by himself, he's getting got too. So pretty much a race war going on in the UK right now. Venezuela, 9 times out of 10, that's a CIA attempted coup going on right now. I don't know how much is working right now. Maduro's still in power. Tunisia, I believe they just kicked the president just fired the prime minister, or sacked the prime minister. I don't know what sack means, but I'm assuming he got fired. But Bangladesh, lots going on with Bangladesh. Let's bring that out though. Psalm chapter 79, verse 6.
The book of Psalms, chapter 79. Oh, you want a 79, not 78. Psalms chapter 79, verse 6. It says, pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee, and upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name.
So Krishna, and you know what I mean? Whatever strange, what's that thing that has all the it's like an elephant with
Krishna or something.
That's Krishna. Dang. That thing looks like a demon. And then they got the other ones, tongues out and everything. They like pretty much worship demons over there. So right now, all praise the Most High. It's a very proud group of people over there in Bangladesh, even though they got rivers full of trash. Literally, just nothing but trash. Not a drop of water in there, just rivers full of trash. They come over here and then they're like proud. You know what I mean? They think they're better than us, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, God's chosen people. Are you serious? You're crossing the street when you see me, yet you're like, you're from the rape capital of the world? Slocky, we'll call it scrape capital of the world. We don't need any hits on the page. You know what I'm saying? Like to the point where your government has to threaten you with the death penalty, so you stop scraping women. Something wrong. But you're gonna cross the street when you see us. Well, right now you're dealing with some situations and issues that only God can do. And all praise to the Most High. Hopefully he continues. And here's the video.
Following the resignation and fleeing of Bangladesh's longtime Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina on Monday, crowds took to the streets to celebrate the news. After hours after Hasina's resignation, President Mohammed Shahabuddin released jailed former PM Khalida Zia and all students detained in the recent protests. The 76-year-old Hasina reportedly fled to New Delhi, India, after the end of her 15-year rule of Bangladesh. Some of the crowds were seen storming the prime ministerial palace with reports of looting and vandalism of—
Look at these thugs, you know, thugs they are. You know, where's the rule of law? Where's the morality? You don't light things on fire just because you don't like what somebody says. Gosh, it's just disgusting if you ask me. Let's continue.
Of parts of the ex-PM's former residence.
Damn.
Bangladesh's army chief, General Waqar-uz-Zaman, announced that an interim government will be in charge of the country, lifting the national curfew and calling for new elections. Unrest continued on Monday, however, as police and other government buildings were attacked and set ablaze in Dhaka, while protesters attempted to tear down a statue of independence leader Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, ex-PM Hasina's father. The AFP news agency reported that at least 66 were killed on Monday, while local media Dhaka Tribune said up to 135 had been killed.
So they're also looking at, you know, I mean, if you're not down with their religion, they trying to take you out of there. And you can look at them dudes as though women ain't safe at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do on a normal, everyday basis. So now that the country's collapsing, very dangerous. Okay. And that's why that independent woman stuff, man, that stuff is oof. Well, all right, let's go to Obadiah 1 verse 7. We're going to get into what's happening with the United States and Israel. Right? United States and Israel, they're like joined at the hip. Israel talks all that crazy talk, yo, we'll blow up anybody. They do assassinations, and then they're like, yo, America, you coming over? You gonna, you coming over to help me? Thought you was tough, like we'll go to war by ourselves. America, you coming over? All right, cool. Yeah, we ain't afraid of nobody. Come on, y'all, bring them warships over here. You got some $4 billion. I need some military aid. We surrounded right now. They literally are, though. Hamas to the south, Hezbollah to the north, Iran, I think, is to the east. Who else? Iraq, Syria, and we're gonna talk about Syria too. The Great River Euphrates. I think somebody done some people done crossed that Great River Euphrates, but we're gonna get to that. All right, but let's bring that out. Obadiah 1 verse 7. Public shop.
Khan. There's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 7, and it reads, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Yeah, so if you remember in April, Iran attacked Israel. A lot of false rumors go in with that, saying they knocked down all their drones and their missiles. Not true. The drones that they sent out was garbage. It was meant to like a deterrent for all their, missile defense systems. And the missiles were very much on point. They hit the targets that they wanted to hit. So with that in mind, right, understand that the United States had a coalition. That's what they're doing now. They're like, yo, Jordan, are you guys cool with us? Can you hang out with us? Because they're going to bomb Israel. And we don't need that, because if they bomb Israel, then we ain't got nothing in the Middle East and we're just stuck, stuck on an island, right? But they had a coalition last time, France and Belgium. I don't know if Belgium was there, but they had like 5 different countries to help. Now they're going to like, yo, you got our backs. They're like, nah, you kind of on your own on this one. What up, man? We supposed to be in this together. No, you're in this together with Israel, not us. We got our own things to worry about. We got our own problems. So now the men of their confederacy say, yo, wash my hands. Good luck. And this video talks about that. Let's continue. Okay, Slovakia, I guess that doesn't have words, but big setback. Israel and U.S. key allies, backs out of saving Tel Aviv. U.S. appears to be struggling to revive a coalition that foiled Iran's April attack in Israel. Let's read it. This included Israel, U.S., UK, France, Qatar, Egypt, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Jordan, Saudi Arabia. The commander of U.S. CENTCOM is working to get the alliance together again. AOX report. General Michael something Florin is Israel visit recruiting allies to foil possible Iranian attack. Axios report said that Kurilla will also visit several Gulf countries, including Jordan. Reports say that Washington wants Jordan in particular to assist Israel again. Look at them begging. Please help us. However, AOX said U.S. is worried that it may be more difficult to secure the same cooperation. The report cited anti-Israel feelings in Middle East over assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, something like that. Meanwhile, Egypt has reportedly denied to be part of the anti-Iran defense coalition again. Whatever his name is, reported Egypt conveyed the same to Israel delegation on April 3rd. In April, a massive drone and missile attack on Israel was foiled by a coalition. Iran and its allies have managed to shoot down most of Iranian's 300 missile drones in April. But this time, officials believe that Iranian response could be larger from several fronts. Washington on August 2nd announced sending more planes and warships to the Middle East. There are concerns among Israel and its allies that Hezbollah could join Iranian assault. We're going to talk about that. Hezbollah already shot down a couple people. Hamas, Hezbollah, and Houthis also vow revenge in Haniyeh's killing. I'm definitely saying his name wrong, so just be aware. Surprised I got through that unscathed. So listen, I forgot about the Houthis. Who could forget about the Houthis? Those guys are nuts. And they're shooting anything that moves in the Red Sea. And now they're going to show some ballistic missiles and drones to Tel Aviv. So Israel is literally surrounded right now. All praise to the Most High. Let's get Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 18. So it could happen while we're on the call right now, because Iran have closed off their airspace, and they set up this thing, right? Until I think the weekend, where like their banks and schools and like all their businesses are closed. And they said because the temperature has been raised. Like, you can look at it a couple ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? Is the temperature, what is it, 110 degrees? It's always 110 degrees. The Middle East. What are you talking about? But it's literally, he could, I mean, figuratively speaking, like, yo, it's hot over here. We about to bomb these dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting on it. When it happens, most high willing, I can go live on the HOI News and talk about it, because it's supposed to be something spectacular, something to change the course of history they're talking about. You know what I mean? So if Iran starts bombing them, and Hezbollah starts bombing them, and the Houthis start bombing them, and the Iraq alliance or something like that, they're a proxy in Iraq, they start bombing them, and then the Syrians start bombing them. The proxies in Syria. I don't think the country of Syria is going to do that. The country of Lebanon might do it. I don't know, because they're kind of going to war right now with Israel. So, and Turkey's been talking a lot. Erdogan's been talking a lot. He ain't really doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? But either way, everybody's about to start throwing missiles at Israel. And that could happen before this weekend. It could happen tonight. We'll see. All right, let's bring that out. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 18.
Khan, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children.
So they're not really caring right now. And a base in Iraq was hit with rockets. They're saying people got injured, but I've been hearing that people ain't make it, man. Like 2 people done died. Because, of course, if you get hit with a rocket, that's kind of like, ain't like tripping over the coffee table. You know what I'm saying? You just got hit with a rocket. So it's like, let's watch this video. And this is what's going on. They told the United States, if you help Israel this time, then all your military bases is fair game. We'll bomb y'all. And they already started. They didn't even have to help them. They said, we already know you're gonna help you. So the proxies over there in Iraq already bombed a military base. Let's watch this.
We're also following breaking news from the Middle East tonight, where U.S. personnel have been injured after a suspected rocket attack hit Al-Assad Air Base in Iraq. CBS News intelligence and national security reporter Olivia Gazis joins me now with more on this. Olivia, what do we know?
Sure, Jeff. Well, the country and the world have been on high alert for an impending retaliatory strike from Iran and its proxies. And one of the scenarios that U.S. officials had been planning for was potential strikes on its interests in the region. U.S. troops positioned in Iraq and Syria. And tonight we are learning that that may, in fact, have happened. A Pentagon spokesperson telling us that there was a suspected rocket attack on U.S. and coalition forces at Al-Assad Air Base in Iraq, that the initial indications are that at least several U.S. personnel have been injured in that attack, and that base personnel are still conducting a post-attack assessment. We do not know where these rockets came from. We do not know the severity of the injuries, nor how numerous they are. But it is a troubling indication that the U.S. has not managed to stay out of direct engagement in this conflict, not just coming to Israel's defense, as we know U.S. officials have said that they will do, but to have to engage in counterstrikes now that its own interests may have been attacked. We know that was the case when 3 U.S. service members lost their lives when an Iran-backed militia launched a drone attack on a U.S. base in Jordan. That was in January of this year. The U.S. did take retaliatory strikes in Iraq and Syria in response. And it comes amid a furious diplomatic effort led by the White House and Secretary of State Antony Blinken over the last few days to forestall an escalation in tensions. The secretary just recently spoke to the Iraqi prime minister about this possibility. He worked the phones again today with it.
Let's get Obadiah 1 verse 8 on deck. Obadiah 1 verse 8.
Egyptian and Qatari counterparts, with Western diplomats, with what he said today was a simple message. All parties need to refrain from escalation and take steps to ease tensions. It's not at all clear where we go from here, Jeff.
Yeah, I think the Secretary of State called this a critical moment. Olivia Gazis.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It is critical. It is very critical. Okay. You want to stand up for Israel? They're gonna sit you down. Okay, let's bring that out. Obadiah 1 verse 8. Well, one chapter anyway. Verse 8.
Khan, this is the book of Obadiah, and this verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau?
Okay, so these mighty men are getting destroyed. They don't know which way to go. They don't know they're up from their down, they're left from their right, because they're surrounded out there. You know what I mean? They have those warships, but they're in the sea. You know what I mean? This is close combat. Okay. Go ahead, can you read verse 9?
This verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed to the end of every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
So they don't know which way to go, what to do, and they're mighty men. These soldiers, they're getting destroyed, they're getting bombed already, and nothing really popped off yet. Now, since we're fasting today, this is a great time to go to the Most High and say, "Get him, God." You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go to Exodus chapter 17 and verse 16. All right, if you read the book of Exodus, you know, a couple verses up, Moses, he's holding his hands up, fighting Amalek. You know what I mean? Amalek's fighting, and Moses got his hands up and they're winning, and his whole hands got tired. He brought him down and he started losing. So we got to build each other up, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a spiritual fight. Amalek knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? The Talmud, or you know what I mean? They are in so much witchcraft, and they just got caught scraping Palestinian men. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh, to them, it probably gives them power. That's what they think. You know what I'm saying? Because they're on the left side, and they said, you're not in trouble. You know, they arrested them. They were banging on the doors. They got them out of there. And you got to understand that the left side is going to keep on fighting, you know what I mean, to stay alive, okay? But we got to be highly aware of following these law, statutes, commandments, the spiritual battle that takes place, and help brothers up, help brothers hold their hands up, you know what I mean? So praying at a time when you're fasting, like, I don't feel like fasting today, man. I want to eat this cheesesteak or deep dish pizza, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, make the sacrifice if you can. If it's not, you know, it's not, you know, medically, you know, a problem, make that sacrifice and pray to the Most High. Meditate on His word. You know what I'm saying? And ask Him to destroy these people, okay? So let's all help collectively, figuratively speaking, Moses hold up his arms, okay? Let's bring that out. Exodus chapter 17 and verse 16.
Khan, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, verse 16. For he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
Nobody likes these people, man. Nobody. And they're having like civil war issues where they're massive protests against Netanyahu. And so they don't even like each other at this point. They're collapsing. Okay. So what better time than to spend that extra 5, 10, 15 minutes praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai? What better thing to do than to spiritually put yourself on a battlefield to ask the Most High to destroy these people? You know, what are we waiting for? This is it. Look at all this news. I can't even put half the stuff here. We'd be here all night. You know, I got a couple more left, but we literally be here all night. Okay. But we're gonna watch what Hezbollah did. Now, keep in mind, right? Keep in mind, right now they're at maximum readiness. The satellites are there. They got their missile defense systems there. They are so prepared for any type of engagement. Yet, Hezbollah sent their drones there and got inside Israel. So guess what? They are not they are not what's the word? Untouchable. Okay. Let's watch a little bit of this. It's 10 minutes. We ain't gonna watch the whole 10 minutes, but let's just watch a little bit. And let's get Luke 21 and 11 on deck for the next bit of information.
Let's turn our attention now to northern Israel, where there's been a series of drones launched from southern Lebanon. They struck several areas, triggering air raid sirens. Explosions were heard in the coastal city of Nahariya. At least 17 people have been injured. The Israeli army says it intercepted at least one rocket. Now, Hezbollah has issued a statement claiming responsibility, saying, in response to the attack and assassination carried out by the Israeli enemy in the town of Abba, the Islamic resistance fighters launched an air attack with a squadron of drones targeting the headquarters of the Golani Brigade and the headquarters of the Egoz unit in occupied Akka, and accurately hit their targets and achieved confirmed casualties. Zain Basravi is standing by for us in Amman. We'll get the latest from him in a moment. First, though, let's go to Asad Beg, who's in Marjaoun in southern Lebanon. And Asad, what does this strike suggest about Hezbollah's ability to attack northern Israel?
Well, it suggests a number of things. One is that Hezbollah has the intelligence, the locations of Israeli military facilities and installations, that they're able to strike them, but also that they're able to get through layers of Israeli defenses. Now, in the past, we have seen a barrage of Hezbollah rockets being intercepted, but sometimes it's believed by some that what Hezbollah tends to do is test the Israeli air defenses and try to figure out where those locations are. But this is significant because that location in northern Israel is roughly 20 kilometers away from the Lebanese southern border here. So it's slightly deeper than Hezbollah would usually strike. Again, that's significant as Israel anticipates this Hezbollah retaliation. But Israel has struck southern Lebanon today. They've hit the town of Meifadoun, which is roughly 8 kilometers from the border, in an apparent airstrike. Now, the authorities say 5 people were killed in that attack. Now, what's significant about that attack, possibly significant, is that there are reports that Amin Badruddin was killed. Now, he is the nephew of former top Hezbollah commander Mustafa Badruddin, who was killed in an attack in 2016 in Syria. Now, we're still waiting for confirmation, but Israel has also attacked a town called Odessa, which is not far from where I am here. 1 person was killed, and also another strike on the town of Qiyam, which is less than a kilometer away from me, right behind me. 1 person was injured. Now, what we understand from Hezbollah statements and attacks today are that this isn't a part of the main retaliation that Hezbollah has promised in response to the killing of their senior commander, Fuad Shukr. Now, the General Secretary of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, is expected to speak later today, roughly about an hour from now. And as the world and the region awaits for this promised Hezbollah retaliation. Now, the Lebanese Foreign Minister, Mustafa Bo Habib, has said that Lebanon is working to ensure the response to the Israeli killing of top Hezbollah commander does not lead or trigger a war in the Middle East. Now, that's the real fear here, not just in Lebanon, but the entire region.
Well, when you read the scriptures, it's pretty clear. War is on its way. But after he did talk to the leader of Hezbollah, or the spokesperson of Hezbollah, who's pretty much saying the same thing, like, look, y'all couldn't stop us. Right now, you guys are hiding in your bunkers. You know what I'm saying? Like saw the tunnel they had in was it Brooklyn? You know what I mean? The scurrying out the tunnels like some rats and everything. Remember that one? They're there now, so they're hiding, and might have to get some bunker busters. I mean, I'm not telling them what to do, but it ain't looking good, Israel. You know what I mean? It's looking good for us, the real Israelites, but to them, they're about to get out of here. Okay, so a couple more videos. All right, I just want to talk about that. That's important because Hezbollah is like, look, that wasn't our main attack. That's just, that's light work. Injured 17, got blown up by a drone. It's not stubbing your toe on a coffee table now, is it? Okay. Now, what happened here? Let's go. We've been international for a little bit. Let's go domestic You bring that out, Luke chapter 21 and verse 11.
Khan, this is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven.
Khan. So, there's some amazing things have been seen in the sky, chariots, so forth and so on. And earthquakes. So let's talk about this earthquake that happened in California, yesterday?
Breaking news at 10 tonight, a 5.2 earthquake near Bakersfield. The shaking felt across Southern California. Now, this was the view, as you can see the camera shaking from Santa Monica.
This is all playing out south of Bakersfield near the Grapevine. We do have some surveillance video from a liquor store in Bakersfield. Customers start rushing out the front door here as soon as the shaking began.
Again, a 5.2 magnitude quake, roughly 20 miles southwest of Bakersfield. It hit just after 9 o'clock tonight in an area known as Mettler.
The seismograph picking up strong activity all across Southern California, down into Orange County, even reaching San Diego County. And this video just in from the 5 freeway through the Grapevine, where a huge boulder came rolling down a hillside, landing in the middle of the roadway. CHP officers on scene now, directing traffic as 3 lanes of the southbound 5 are now closed.
Tammy, I know that you felt it earlier. It was quite the shock.
Yes, it was. It lasted a very long time. It definitely felt like it was going on. We've had numerous aftershocks.
Does it surprise you just how far-reaching this was in terms of where this earthquake was, Kern County, and fell deep into Los Angeles, Palm Springs area?
Now, this is near the Wheeler Ridge fault zone and east of the San Andreas fault zone. So this is a very active area. And of course, this is really a huge and very active fault region. But we haven't really seen anything in this particular area in a while, but you can see the entire area is affected by the overall activity as the earth constantly moves.
The depth was only 7 miles, so that's very shallow, and that's why people all the way down to Los Angeles felt this earthquake tonight, again, happening at 9:09. Let's go in for a tighter view. There's Bakersfield, and then right there at Mettler, one of the last stops before you get on the Grapevine is where all that activity is, at least 36 aftershocks, ranging a 2.5 to 4.5. Now, I took a close look at the faults right in that exact zone, and there's some unnamed faults discovered in 1952. It's also close to the Wheeler Ridge Fault.
Here in the studio, because we're so far away, as Dr. Jones was describing, we felt not the primary wave, but the secondary wave, which made it feel for us here a little bit more of a kind of a rolling motion. And it wasn't actually until I looked up at one of our lights here in the studio, saw it shaking, that we realized it was an earthquake. And the things here in the studio, the lights, TVs that are above us, they shook for quite a while. Even as we got on the air and we're talking about it, you can still see the TVs kind of shaking back and forth. So different feelings for everybody. What was also interesting in this one, especially in the greater Los Angeles area, lots of people got the shake alert from the shake alert app.
And it doesn't look like this earthquake was associated with any known fault, is our preliminary assessment. It is having a lot of aftershocks. We've already had 2 above magnitude 4 and 4 above magnitude 3, between magnitude 3 and 4. So that's a pretty active sequence for this very short amount of time since the event.
So folks who said that this lasted for a minute or so were likely feeling the main quake and then that aftershock, which again, upwards of 20 or more aftershocks. And as Dr. Jones just said, if you heard her and if you did not, she said there's always, with every earthquake we feel here in Southern California, there's a 5% chance this was simply a foreshock, which just means if a larger earthquake hits in the exact same spot, that first 5.2 magnitude quake turned out to be a foreshock to the main event.
Just I felt the seat shaking.
What was your reaction after that? Like, what were your first thoughts?
Like, oh, just like earthquake. But it's just so natural, you know, we have them so much lately, so.
What kind of happened? Tell me about it. All right, so what happened, bro, was the craziest thing. Well, you know, we were in the car. I was telling her how much I love her and going back and forth. Boom, the car started shaking like this. Like, it was going like that, bro. And then I was like, we looked at the cameras. There was no one in the back, and obviously we see the front. We're like, what? And then she's like, an earthquake. And then the phones, it started ringing. And I'm like, oh, it makes sense, bro. I was like, it was.
Have you been through earthquakes before?
I'm gonna be honest, I have. In junior high, I was in the bathroom actually in school. And like the toilet like was like weird, like going like this.
And Joanna, what about you?
I have, but honestly, it wasn't as bad as it was today. I mean, like literally how he was saying, like the car was moving. It was funny because he was like, I was about to step out and like try to fight someone. I'm like, it's an earthquake. So it was crazy though. It was a lot stronger today. I will say that.
We reached out to the store clerk to see if he wanted to share his experience, but understandably, they were not ready to talk. A lot of people are anxious tonight after feeling the earth move around them.
Okay, so that just happened, right? And California, because normally, you know, something happens any around the world, Californians are like, all right, get used to it. It's just an earthquake. But they were shook. Okay. So, and they said no known fault. So that's diverse. That's a diverse place, you know what I'm saying? No known fault they could find, you know what I mean? Not the San Andreas fault, nothing like that. And also, at Yellowstone, which really isn't that far away, you know what I'm saying? But Yellowstone geysers exploding, blowing up the boardwalk. That didn't happen. It was a couple weeks ago, you know, not too long ago. And the sunspots that, you know, the CMEs and solar flares coming off the sun. There's a lot of activity going on in the world. Repent and keep the commandments. So, all right, so that's well, no, matter of fact, one more video. And we're done. So we talked about these things that made the what do you call, like not the list, but you know, honorable mention. You know, in Tunisia, the president fired the prime minister. Okay, that's kind of important, but it's a lot of stuff going on. Can't talk about it all. In Israel, 2 3.7 earthquakes that happened in Israel. 2. Okay, so a lot of stuff going on in Israel. It's kind of important. Let's pay attention to it. Scott Ritter, like I said, he's somebody that, you know, will talk about what's going on in the world, what's going on in Russia. He'll go over to Russia and be interviewed over there, talk about Ukraine, talk about the United States. He's a former UN weapons inspector. House got raided by the FBI. So I think right now we're probably getting into the midst of anybody that dissents is going to get a visit from the FBI or, you know, one of them alphabet boys. But because they know they're going down. The devil knows he has a short time. Nelly got arrested he had ecstasy and no insurance. So popping E and then he didn't have insurance in his car. So these stars are falling to the ground. Iran closed off their airspace. Talked about that. Well, maybe we didn't, but talked about how they said that the temperature is too high. So we're going to close down businesses. They also closed off their airspace starting tonight. And that's kind of significant because you really can't, you know, pump fake throwing missiles at people. You're going to have to start moving them into place, so forth and so on. And, you know, you have satellites that are watching, you know, the areas where they have their missiles. So now they're putting them in motion. And, I mean, I don't know if they're putting them in motion, but they're telling people no commercial aircraft flying in Iran tonight. So let's see what happens tonight. A shark was seen at Cape May Point Beach in New Jersey. You know what I mean? The husky joint, you know what I mean? 6-footer, you know, so he can't run in the ocean, can't go to Mars, you know, we got to sit here and take it, America. Okay. Syrian fighters. Let's get Revelation 16 verse 12. Now, this is interesting. I haven't seen anybody back this claim up, but the source was pretty reliable. Okay, my journalist, somebody said journalist in Syria, you know, but it's kind of significant. Not kind of significant, very significant, and something that I'm gonna look more into maybe for Saturday. Okay, but let's go to Revelation 16 verse 12, Bubba Kashar.
Khan is Revelation chapter 16 and verse 12. And the sixth angel poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
We've been talking about this, that the Great River Euphrates is drying up. You know what I'm saying? Is looking, you can start to see like rooms or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because the water it went down so far. And people have been hearing some crazy noises in the Great River Euphrates, but also it seems like some Syrians, right, have crossed over that dryness of the River Euphrates to take back their oil fields that America has hijacked. So the kings of the east crossing over the dry land of the Euphrates. Okay, so we're looking into that. Look further in. Probably put some. I see more. I'm put it on Facebook and. Okay, and here at HY News. Okay, now let's go to Isaiah chapter 35. This is going to be the last video, and it's pretty significant. We're asking, like, all right, we're going to get manna falling from the sky in the wilderness. Talk about the second wilderness in Ezekiel, the 20th chapter. It's starting to look like the wilderness is going to be like the Garden of Eden. You got to look at this. Trust and believe, okay? First, we're going to look at what's going on. Hold Isaiah 35:1. Hold that. We're going to look at what's happening in Mecca. I don't think Allah could stop the rain. I mean, days of Noah, like how Bashim al-Shah said, is going on, and it's making the desert plush. All right, let's look at the flash floods that happened in Mecca.
Heavy rains in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, have caused widespread flooding, affecting travel and Umrah pilgrims. The intense rainfall has led to a red alert for more downpours, dust storms, and thunderstorms in the city. As predicted by the meteorology department, this situation could lead to travel chaos. The Mecca Civil Defense Unit is closely monitoring the weather and rain conditions to ensure public safety. Mecca's valleys have seen the most dramatic effects of the rain. The Al Jumam Valley, a video released by the Storm Center showed flash floods sweeping away camels, cattle, and various belongings. Local authorities have warned the public to stay away from low-lying areas, puddles, and valley floors during the rain and sudden floods. Another affected valley, Ardiyat, also experienced heavy rain, leading to floods. Cloudy gray sky over a mountainous backdrop added to the gloomy atmosphere. In other parts of Mecca, heavy rains caused road flooding, creating dangerous conditions for drivers navigating waterlogged streets. The adverse weather isn't limited to Saudi Arabia. neighboring Oman, has also been seriously impacted by heavy rain and storms, leading to travel disruptions and emergency rescue operations. Tragically, a child was lost in a valley during these rescue efforts. The heavy rains in Oman caused widespread flooding, negatively affecting daily life and travel across the country.
All right. So let's bring that out. Isaiah 35 and verse 1.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 35, verse 1. The wilderness and the solitary place shall be glad for them, and the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose.
So what's happening right now over there in the desert is blossoming. Continue on, verse 2.
This verse 2. It shall blossom abundantly and rejoice, even with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto it. The excellency of Carmel and Sharon, they shall see the glory of the Lord and the excellency of our God.
So those places are plush. Those are the amazing places on the planet. You know what I'm saying? And now the desert is becoming, you can imagine the stuff that's growing there. I'm about to show you a video as well as we bring this out. Go ahead, verse 3.
Khan is verse 3. Strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees.
All right, let's go. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's going on. Look at these amazing things that are happening. Look at Saudi Arabia. It's the desert. Go ahead, verse 4.
Verse 4. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with a recompense. He will come and save you.
That's Most High. He's no joke. Be strong, fear not. Look at that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm in the wilderness. What are we gonna eat? We gonna eat desert dirt? Nah, man. You might have some apple trees and orange trees and all types of stuff. Look at who knows what's growing there. The desert is flourishing. I know I've talked about this before, but it can't go unstated. You know what I'm saying? That obviously the Most High is way ahead of things. He knows the timeline. He knows what's going on. He's like, all right, let the desert start flourishing now. You know what I'm saying? By the time we get there, vines of grapes, seeded grapes, this big. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. That's why this is something that's, miraculous. People are like, I've never seen the desert look like this. Well, some things we're going to see in the future. Go ahead, can you read verse 5?
Is verse 5. Then the eyes of the blind shall be open, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Then shall the lame man leap as in heart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out and streams in the desert.
We almost out of here, y'all. All right. What it says, say to them they're a fearful heart. Be strong, fear not. Be strong, fear not. Look what's going on. It's all for you. All for you. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff you had to deal with, all the stuff you continue to deal with from these evil heathens. You know what I'm saying? Just stay focused. Be patient. What did James say? It was saying James, the word of God say, be patient. He's taking care of this. Okay. Vengeance is his. All right. So that is the lesson. Hopefully, you know what I mean? I would love to come here saying that Iran has already attacked Israel, but gotta be patient. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Might happen tonight. Enjoy your fast. All right. Read some scriptures, pray, meditate. All right, we are in the last days, hours, minutes, all that good stuff. All right, and God's going to continue to show his power and his might, hardening Pharaoh's heart. You know what I'm saying? Just to show how powerful he is. Okay. So we're going to end for everybody that's on the live stream, we're going to end on the Lord's Prayer, and everybody that's on the Zoom, we're going to talk about upcoming events, so forth and so on. All right, so let's stand and face the east, prostrate and face the east, however you want to pray. Give you a couple seconds to do that, and we'll begin. This is the Lord's Prayer in Paleo Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malafwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nadananawa, Lacham, Cow, Yawam, Wasalafnawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalafnawa, Kabawafinawa, Wala'a, Daminawa, Banasai 1, Abal, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwaf, Wa'ala, Watapalraf, Lawunumnum, Amen. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Yeah, all praises. Yo, be patient. All right, allow things to play.
Mighty
Man.
lesson, King. Mighty lesson.
Why? All praise the Most High. All praise the Most High. He is making things happen on this earth. Okay, no need to get the chopper out the trunk and start letting it dump. You ain't got to do, man, just relax. Okay, God is taking care of this thing, man. World War III is about to commence. Just prepare yourself to see some things, to smell some things, to experience some things you ain't never seen before, right? So just stay focused, allow things to play out. You know what I mean? Stay a while, okay? Don't jump go to the top of the roof like Esau's doing. You got something in store. The deserts is turning green. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All right. So the Water King, hopefully everybody was edified, and the Water for being here. I know it's getting late. But for everybody on the YouTube, everybody, shalom.
Salakia, King.
Khan.
Salakia. So, King, that was a great lesson, King. You gotta do it today. You gotta do it.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, King, you gotta do it.
All right. Oh man, you ain't gonna
God, you gotta do it, King. That was a mighty lesson, King. You gotta do it today.
Roar for your God.
Good.
That's right.
All right. All praises, man.
Just a carbon copy, man. It's only the one. You know what I mean? I tried.
That was great. That was